You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Hello. And welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
That was my haunted Casper.
Yes, well, we're talking about spooky haunted games. This week, the scariest of them all, Casper, the friendly ghost.
Pretty scary,
Pretty scary.
if you ask me.
Pretty scary.
I was scared.
What, the game or the movie?
Yes. Before we break down the movie and the game, Casper, what you guys been doing this week?
Drowning out the ringing in my ears, for one thing.
Dude, that sucks. I can only imagine how much tinnitus must suck.
It's awful.
It's constant. It's a constant
It's
ringing.
never ending. All I can do is treat it like a thinny and try to ignore it.
Put some bullets in
Bullets in
your
your
ears.
ears. Yeah.
Sounds Hawaiian. Anyway,
Or get you a
I'm
Maryland's
sorry,
grapefruit so you find it comforting.
I'm chomping down on Sour Patch Kids, and they're real thick in my throat. I watched some stuff. I know. Try to calm your surprise.
No, I'm just thinking about thick in your throat.
I know you are.
Yeah.
I know you like that. I watched a movie called Immortal. It's an anthology movie from 2020 that tells 4 different stories about people who are immortal and don't know they are immortal until the events that take place in their particular story. It's a good movie. It's a bit of a tough watch. It could be for some people. So pay attention to the trigger warnings at the beginning of the movie if you're easily bothered by things. But I give it a good 3 stars. Was sensations. Check it out. Mentioned last week I was watching the series The Old Man, starring Jeff Bridges.
Right.
Melissa loves that.
And Amy Brenneman, who plays Casper's mom, or Kat's mom in
okay.
Casper.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The
Red
woman,
Angel.
the Red Angel, is Amy Brenneman. She's also in this show, The Old Man.
Okay.
Finished the first season. They leave me hanging, and I loved it. I highly recommend it. But I'm a big Jeff Bridges fan.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's a good story. John Lithgow, I've mentioned, is in it.
Playing
Highly
this character from
entertaining.
Cliffhanger.
Highly entertaining. 4 stars. Wiz and Sage says, check it out. I watched a lot of shit this week, but most of the stuff's short seasons. Echo, Marvel's Echo.
Yeah. Not the dolphin.
Not the dolphin.
I know. Marvel Echo the Dolphin movie would be
That would be-
weird.
Yeah.
It would
Okay,
probably
let's do it.
be a little bit better than Echo as
Oh,
it exists in the
oh
Marvel
no.
universe.
Yikes.
Chris Pratt is also Echo.
And the Pringles guy. Did you see the Super Bowl commercial with him in it?
No.
It's got him with the curly mustache as the Pringle, and they're like going around saying Chris Pratt's the Pringles guy.
Who was saying that?
Everyone around him, like out in the
I
world,
gotcha.
kind of, I think, riffing on the whole Mario thing.
Yeah, it's me, a Pringles guy.
Yeah, he uses his Pringles can to unlock his phone with face recognition, and it's funny.
Yeah, sounds clever.
So Echo was okay. It was, it plays off of Daredevil and Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's in that part of the MCU. Vincent D'Onofrio reprises his role as Kingpin, or Fisk is his name in the movie. So Echo is the kind of superhero code name for the main character, who is a Native American amputee that is deaf. It felt a little pandering in places. I do know that.
Have you seen Into the Panderverse, the South Park special?
No, I haven't.
It's supposed to be an amazing breakdown of stuff like that. I haven't seen it either, but
well, it was fine, and the Native American stuff was fine. I know that there was a lot of members of the actual Choctaw Nation that came in to help lend their expertise to get the historical sort of parts of the show in there correctly. So, but it just took a really long time to get to the point. And it was, like the episode before the last episode is where shit really starts to get good and kind of it moves forward with the superhero stuff a little bit better. And I was disappointed. If they do a season 2, I'll watch it to see if they expound on that anymore. But Daredevil had a cameo. Hawkeye had a cameo. It does tie into the events of the show Hawkeye, which kind of chronicles the stuff that happened when he was Ronin after the blip happened and all that stuff. So it answers a question that was asked by the Hawkeye series, sort of. So they do a pretty decent job of tying it in. There's a whole lot of Kingpin. Basically, she ends up being, as a child, her mother is killed. She is in a car accident with her mother, and her mother is killed, and she loses the bottom half of her right leg. Mm-hmm. At some point, her father is also killed, and Kingpin adopts her, kind of takes her under his wing, and so she becomes kind of his enforcer for a while. And then she goes back home. Stuff happens, and I'm not going to get into what, but it was okay. It just wasn't. It was almost kind of what I would expect at this point from what Marvel's been putting out lately. Not great, but not terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that one a 2.5 stars. Wiz and Sage says check it out. Speaking of Marvels, I watched The Marvels.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you saw Madam Web, and I was like,
no, haven't seen Madam Web. Heard great things about it.
I want to go see it.
I do too. Just for the yucks.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
You and I should go see Madam Web together.
Okay.
I saw a TikTok about how the actors in it thought they were going to be in a Marvel movie, not realizing it is a Sony movie, and were very disappointed after they signed the contract.
I
Man,
bet.
that seems like a failing of all of their respective
Their
agents.
Yeah.
Like Matt Smith is in Morbius.
Oh, yes,
right?
he is.
And he thought he was doing a traditional Marvel movie. He was joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, that's a bummer. The British Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
the BMCU.
No, it's a genuine Sorny. Sorry.
Yep.
I know a genuine Panaphonic when I see one. So I watched The Marvels. It helps if you've seen WandaVision and Ms. Marvel. But because they bring in so Captain Rambeau from Captain Marvel, the movie, the first Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, which I've seen.
Her best buddy.
Okay, yeah. All
right. Has a daughter.
Right, okay.
That little girl grows up and ends up getting into some shit in WandaVision and gets powers. Remember when Wanda did you see it?
The first 2 episodes.
Okay, so at some point, Wanda has enclosed this small town inside a giant bubble.
Okay.
And Monica, the woman I'm talking about, Captain Rambeau's daughter, walks through that field and gets powers because, Infinity Stones.
Because chaos.
Yeah, and Ms. Marvel is another whole series, which I've mentioned on the show before.
Right.
Not for me. I think geared more towards younger women, teenagers particularly. It's a very kid-friendly show. Well, the young lady that plays Ms. Marvel is in Captain Marvel, or in The Marvels.
Okay.
With them.
Okay.
And so they sort of end up teaming up, and it doesn't have the same weight as some of the big, the big titles from the MCU have had. It's okay. It's a lot more lighthearted.
Yeah.
It's really lighthearted compared to some of the, like Thor and I'm saying that Thor was less lighthearted than than the Marvels, and Thor was funny. It was
Depends
actually
on which one, right?
Right,
Ragnarok
it does. Ragnarok is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a
the
funny
second one is pretty dark. The Dark World, and so it doesn't have the same gravitas. It is just, I don't know how I feel about it. I didn't hate it, but I could see at the height of my Marvel Mania fandom, I probably would have been angry with this movie for what it is, because it's just not. It just doesn't carry any weight for me, and it should, because the subject matter they're dealing with is important, but it is very focused, just mostly within that part of the Marvel
It doesn't
Cinematic
have branching
Universe.
implications.
It has some.
Not as much as like
I have there's a
Quantumania.
giant fucking spoiler that I could drop here, and I'm not going to do that. But the stinger was the best part of that movie, and everyone at this table and most of the people listening to the show would agree with me that the stinger for the Marvels is the best part of that movie.
Well, can if someone doesn't want to hear it, because I want to know. Can they skip ahead like 30 seconds?
Give it a minute and a half. So at the end of the movie,
All right, so
I'm spoiler alert right now.
Because I want to know, because I'm not going to watch the movie.
Okay. You should watch the end.
Okay.
At the end, there's a noble sacrifice made by Monica Rambeau, and they don't have a code name for her yet. That's one of the running jokes in the movie.
Gotcha.
She has to seal up a breach in space-time between our universe and a parallel universe.
Okay.
To do it, she has to be on the other side of the breach.
Okay.
Despite this, Captain Marvel tries to stop her, fails, the breach is sealed, and then when the stinger hits, she's in the hospital. The woman that played her mom, who's supposed to be dead, is sitting next to her bed, and Beast walks in.
Whoa, yeah, all right.
And is her doctor.
Yeah.
And is talking about how Professor X wants to see her just as soon as she's able, and yada, yada. They're really leaning, another heavy lean in.
Who's playing Beast?
Kelsey Grammer.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And so that's this heavy lean in once again to the X-Men coming to the MCU. And then there's Deadpool coming. Not it's part of this movie. It's not like any of that. But the big trailer for the Deadpool, new Deadpool movie reveals that he goes to the TVA, which is all in the Loki series. That's where that comes from.
He's Marvel Jesus.
Gets thrown into that same universe where Wolverine, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
I am too, and
July 26th.
I am really looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to them hurry the fuck up and get to the X-Men.
Yeah.
I don't want them to rush it, but I do want them to get there.
Yeah.
Because I think that's going to be the next great sort of phase for Marvel.
I think. Look, I don't know. You guys might be able to educate me on this. I haven't heard anything. I don't keep up with it. But like the fact that the Deadpool movie is Deadpool and Wolverine,
right?
And it is rated R.
Yeah.
That almost makes it feel like, man, if this movie does really well, could we possibly get a rated R Wolverine movie? Because that would be amazing.
I think they're testing the waters with the TVMA/rated R stuff with Echo. So you cannot watch it on Disney unless you turn off your content filter.
Echo is rated R?
Echo, it's TVMA.
Gotcha.
And it's bloody. It's not as nearly like Deadpool level.
Yeah, sure.
Bad. But I think they're slowly, again, kind of leaning into that, getting a little bit more sensitive content there.
Yeah.
You can watch the Deadpool 1 and 2 on Disney Plus now. I think they're trying to get everyone used to the concept so that they can get into this Deadpool thing. And then, yes, I do believe the sky's the limit at that point, which
awesome.
a rated R Wolverine movie would be fantastic.
I don't want him to go over the top or anything, but I mean, it would be nice to watch a Wolverine movie where there isn't like cutaways. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess he killed that guy off screen.
In the side.
Right.
Implied.
And then cuts away.
Implied violence. Yeah. So there's that. And so that looks really neat. But yeah, if you want to see that bit, you can probably get the stinger.
Cool. Yeah.
You don't really need more than that. Oh, did you see that X-Men 97 is coming to Disney Plus?
I did, but I haven't watched that trailer yet.
I saw the trailer today. It's a direct continuation of the original X-Men series. Same animation style, same music, same everything, and it's called X-Men 97. So I thought that was pretty neat.
That is neat.
Anyway, moving along, I don't want to dwell too much on it.
Do you know when that's coming out?
March.
March. Okay. Hey,
Yes.
that's like right around
It's
the
like
corner.
just like the end of March, like the 30th of March.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, next month.
Awesome.
Marvel's, I'm giving 3 stars. Was and say just check it out. Your mileage may vary. I liked it. Okay.
I saw in the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer
Yeah.
that whenever Deadpool is on the ground and the Shadow Wolverine above him,
Yeah.
just off to the side is an issue of Secret Wars.
Oh, really?
With Doctor Doom on the cover, like right to the side of the frame where you can barely see it. So I know that's led to a lot of speculation about, Secret Wars, and now with Fantastic Four coming out too.
The cast and all that.
Did you see the behind Deadpool?
The 20th
The
Century
20th
Fox.
Century Fox logo is just like crashed into the ground. It was fucking great.
Yeah, I love that.
And the last thing I watched was Dune. I finally watched the most recent Dune movie.
You want that popcorn bucket?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get one.
I hear kids are fucking that.
That's what I hear.
And adults, I guess.
Probably adults too. But
Popcorn bucket don't care.
yeah, it's just a bucket. It was okay.
It's Mr. Bucket.
Put my balls in my mouth.
Dune bucket.
Pretty good movie. I liked it. A little weird, but that's par for the course. The first Dune movie was really weird too. And it's part 1 of a 2-part series, apparently. The next one's coming out, I think, this year, maybe next month or in May or July. I can't remember. But I liked it okay. I'm not going to get into details on it. If you like Dune, you like Dune. And if you don't know, then give it a shot. But I did very much enjoy it. I thought the sound and visuals were amazing. I thought the actors they chose, Timothée Chalamet plays the lead. Zendaya plays she's got a small part, but not till the end. She's going to have a bigger role in the second movie, from what I understand. Oscar Isaacs, Josh Brolin, a.k.a. Thanos.
Jonah Hex?
Yeah, a.k.a. Jonah Hex.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
Javier Bardem, who starred in No Country for Old Men, alongside Josh Brolin, who was Thanos, but he was also Cable, who starred in Deadpool 2, bringing it full circle. Everything comes back to Deadpool eventually. Dune I'm giving that one 3.5 stars. Was it say? Just check it out. That's the movie review corner for the week. That's all I got. I don't have anything interesting for my personal life to discuss. So let's move on. Dave?
So I'm halfway through Song of Susanna.
Hell
the Dark
yeah.
Tower.
Hell yeah.
Dark Tower book.
Book 6 of the Dark Tower series.
Book 6 of 7.
Oh, 7. You're almost there. You're over the hump.
I like this book a lot. A lot. It deals with a lot of the same stuff that I liked about
Drawing of the Three. Mm-hmm.
Where you have time travel. I'll put that in air quotes because it is and it isn't.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with that. You're dealing with doors. You're dealing with parallel universes. That's my jam. I love that about
Northwest
Drawing of the
Positronics,
Three.
baby.
That's right. Yes. But, however, man, I'm kind of like, it's been building up to this because something happens that when it's first brought up, I don't want to spoil anything, but you guys might, for our listeners, you guys have read it already. This might spark something in your memory. Callahan finds a book written by somebody.
Oh, okay.
And man, when that happened, I was like, uh-oh, I hope that doesn't go anywhere. I hope that's just a one-off throwaway thing. And then now 2 main characters are on that person's road. And I'm like, oh no. Holy shit. I stopped listening. I was like, I need to prepare for this that I don't want to happen. I don't want this to happen. I don't like this. And it's like, so I just got to get in the state where it's like, okay, if it's gonna, I just got to get ready for it to happen. If it's going to happen, which I feel like it seems like it's gonna, I gotta like prep for that, and then like just fucking grit my teeth and hope that it just doesn't become a huge thing. That like I swear to God, if the rest of the story hinges on this point, I might be done. Because I hate that. I hate that so much. Like I don't know, man, okay, if you don't want any Dark Tower spoilers, skip ahead, please, a minute and 30. I'm going to try to be light and vague on it, but what I'm about to say is probably going to give some shit away. All right, from this point forward, boy, do I hate some self-insert bullshit. I hate it. I hate it in fiction. I fucking hate it so fucking much. I hate it. I hate it.
Yep.
It takes me out of the story completely, and it's like, so now
I was part of a D&D game that did it.
I know you were.
left.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you were. That's yeah. No one wants their fiction. I don't know. No one wants their D&D game like. No one wants anything like that spoiled. And maybe there are people who really enjoy it. I don't know, but I don't. I don't like it at all. But I will say that Stephen King has done things in the Dark Tower series that I normally hate. And I think he does it. I honestly think he's doing this shit on purpose. And I end up liking it. I end up like being okay with it, and then I end up liking it. There's the reveal of what the wolves are in Wolves of the Kala. I knew it was going that way, and I didn't like it. It didn't like feel good. But then he makes it entertaining, and it's like I accept it, and it's all good. And I really like that. I like how it wound up. And then also like
that bodes well for the rest of the series that you can do that.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. So I don't know. That doesn't sound good. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, and also, you know, I swear he does this. It seems like he's doing this on purpose, this stuff on purpose, where it's like, I'm going to do a thing that people criticize and they don't like, and I'm going to make people like it. I'm going to do it in such a way that people like it. And it's like all the Deus Ex Machina in the series. It's like, it's all over the place. And it's like, you know, normally you read a book and you're like, well, how many coincidences can there possibly be? And it's like, oh, well, there's a reason for these coincidences. And it's like, okay. And then you buy into that. And then it's like, well, okay. And then you expect them.
Yeah.
And then I end up liking them.
Well, I once you finish the series, I really want to talk to you about my own headcanon that I really feel is true about the book.
Okay.
But I cannot even breach 1% of it.
Gotcha.
Without spoiling everything for you.
Right. Okay. Well,
so as soon as when you're done, then
I'm working through it. Like I said, I'm halfway through Song of Susanna. I'm really liking it. It's got, and much like Drawing in the Three, I love that Balazar is involved, and I love all of that. I love Eddie and Roland just murdering bad guys. I love that. I love that.
That is good shit. It is good shit.
It's real good. It's real good. So yeah, I have some theories too, but I don't know what's actually revealed. I have some theories about Calvin. And some stuff. There's an exchange between him and Roland, and then it's like, okay, so I don't want to get too deep into it, obviously, for people who skipped a minute and a half and now they're like, well, don't.
You said.
Right. But I have some theories about him, and I don't know. I just don't know. We're just gonna see. I'm trying to have faith because I've enjoyed it quite a bit up to this point.
Will be water if Kyle wills it.
And then I finished something completely different. Final Fantasy 14. I finished the Endwalker main MSQ. So all I've got left to be current is to finish all the post content, all the patched content. So, I mean, there's quite a bit of it, but still. Dancer's 90. Can't remember what that happened before last week.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Or else you mentioned...
No, you took a pause from it because you were doing something else.
Yeah. You were on your way to 90, but...
Minor. Started working on Minor at 72, so...
That's a class?
Yep. There's 3 gathering classes, Fisher, Minor, and Botanist.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, they're called Disciples of the Land. And then you got your Crafters, which are Disciples of the Hand, and then Disciples of War are all your battle classes.
Okay, that's cool.
It is neat. They gate everything in that game behind the story, the MSQ. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like you can get a crafter or a gatherer to level 90 without having finished the story. But if you want to like access certain vendors and certain things that you definitely want to access and have access to, you have to finish the story. And in order to do that, you have to do that as a Disciple of War. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if
you want the best ending in Mass Effect, you got to do multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, that Final Fantasy 14 is designed for you to play the story. It is an RPG first MMO. Like that is without a doubt. They want you to do the story. It's not a requirement, but it's pretty much a requirement if you want to do anything end game or anything. I don't know. There's so much stuff is locked behind the story. Like so many dungeons are locked behind the story, and so many vendors and cities are locked behind the city or the story. So, but I mean, I like it. It's fine. I don't like to sit there. It's tough to sit there and mainline the story. I know I've mentioned this before because it's long cutscenes and stuff like that. But I've been leveling mining for a bit, and I've been like, okay, I'll do like 4 MSQ quests, and then I'll do that, and then do some PvP and try to mix it up. But yeah, it's good. Endwalkers, I mean, it's all right. For Shadowbringers. But, but it was, I mean, it was good.
Right on.
So
right on.
That's it.
I've been streaming a lot of T Edition.
Yeah, I saw that.
I appreciate that. Because now that I'm in the world of Ruin, which it makes sense, that's where most of the bonus content is.
Yeah.
So where I like all of it.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense that it's there. Answers questions that you don't like. What the fuck did happen to Bannon and Arvis? I guess they died and fell in cracks.
Right.
Oh no, now they're back in Narsh and they help continue out your quest, and you find all the people from Narsh who have been scattered, and that's like your...
They went to Sakaguchi's house.
See what else has been good. Like I like that you fight the Magicite before you can get it and use it in a lot of cases. And they've redone a lot of the spells and the Magicite and the effects. I can finally, 1 out of every 3 fights, beat a Tyrannosaur in the dinosaur forest. Finally. I've only got Locke left to recruit. I've done a bunch of the pub missions. Like it's been fun. Getting Leviathan and kind of trying to gear myself and figure out how to beat Leviathan was cool. But no, if you love Final Fantasy VI, love it. I mean, you have to really love it. This expansion is great. The most updated version. I've gone back and watched because there's very little help on it. Like I found like one bare bones sort of walkthrough that sort of tells you where the pub quests are and some of the new content, but not like where it is or how to access it or what it does. And I found a few videos of other people playing it, but it's like they're much older editions, and the characters look totally different, like shittier, and the spells are different. So it's helped me figure out some stuff, like the Phantom Forest. You can go there again in T edition.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's, and like Matoya is there, and like when you have stuff to do with Matoya in there, and the ghosts are different now. Yeah, yeah. Just a lot of different stuff, and that's cool.
Cool.
And other stuff that makes sense, like the ghost. I know there's a whole thing with like the ghost of the king in Doma now after you clear out other stuff, and so I'm excited to keep playing it. That's why I've streamed it more than usual, because I'm just like, I want to play it again. I want to get that next.
Right.
I'll grind and stuff and do the pub quest, but like the stuff that actually I want people to see, I hold off on.
What's a pub quest?
So now all the pubs just offer like bonus quests for.
Okay.
You go ahead and clear out old dungeons or run supplies and stuff like that, and they offer little stuff that it's not really story important except for like one thing. But I know you can unlock 12 ultimate weapons. You can fight the four fiends from Fantasy 1 again for people's ultimate like equipment and stuff. So a lot of it's cool. So big recommend if you're a big fan, not a casual like I've always wondered about Final Fantasy 6. No, don't fucking touch it if you have
not a good start. Not a good starting point.
No, not remotely.
Have you ever thought about doing like a Final Fantasy Tactics Nuzlocke?
I mean, because I kind of did in that when I did the War of the Lions remake, I made sure I didn't use items, which. In my opinion, now is the definitive way to play the game.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning the item.
And I tried not to grind and just do straight battles, but I couldn't fucking do it.
Did you? I couldn't remember how you handled character deaths. Did you let them crystallize or?
Yeah, if they died, that was it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you essentially did a Nuzlocke.
I did. Yeah. It was a weak Nuzlocke.
Why was it weak?
I mean, I still reset and stuff like that. I just let them die and proceed on.
Yeah.
I lost a few characters where I just like, God, I've come so far. I haven't saved. I guess I just have to let them go.
And you swapped out main story characters, right?
I just used.
But you normally just do that anyway.
Normally,
right?
after
me too.
Eventually, whenever, because I used all unique characters, and then after the first time, I just went with. Your own non-story characters, I enjoy the game way more.
Yeah.
So that's why I've always played that ever since.
They have Final Fantasy Tactics themed armor sets in Final Fantasy 14
that's cool.
for the tactics raids.
Yeah.
And I've been really tempted to go because I really like the design, like the costume design in Final Fantasy Tactics, where it's like they got those like the archers have like this big. Everyone has like these big chunky 90s gloves, you know what I mean? And like these big chunky headbands and stuff. Yeah. So I think they look good on like Lalafells.
Yeah.
So,
like Mustadio geared on Lalafell? Yeah, 100%. I can see that.
So I've been thinking about going and trying to collect those sets.
No, I mean, I think Tactics has still some of the best designs in all of Final Fantasy, period.
Some great music too. Really good music that's not typical Final Fantasy music.
That's the thing in T Edition. They swap out music for other Final Fantasies and other games because Mount Zozo has the Chrono Trigger Zeal music playing in it. What battle? I was doing some battle and they played the Lufia 2 boss music.
That seems weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, do you feel like? How do you feel about it? Does it enhance or does it detract?
Some of it enhances. Some of it's nice. Like. What is it? Going into the Empire and it's playing Baron's theme, like or Golbez's theme for Final Fantasy IV when you go to meet Emperor Gestalt. Okay, cool, nice enough touch. Some other music that I miss the original World of Ruin music. What they play instead is fine. It's more soothing, but it's not as desolate. So it's 6 one, half dozen the other. Sometimes it takes away, and sometimes it's just like, oh, well, I did like the track they actually played.
Stuff like that is usually distracting to me, and it's because it doesn't thematically all fit together. Like it's not done kind of like in the same sound font or whatever. But like, I feel like something, if they were to if they were to do something like that with the remasters, like the pixel remasters, where everything kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That way, like
At least there's some cohesion to it.
cohesion. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I like that when I went and fought the big flaming house where Strago goes in.
Saban's holding it up. That one.
Yeah, no, the one before that in the World of Balance where
Oh, you fight all the bombs and
yeah. So it's instead of fighting that like weird like burnt asshole looking thing, it's the mom bomb from Final Fantasy IV. That's the
Okay.
big caricature that then splits off into other bigger
yeah.
bombs. They have little stuff like that is like I like that. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
You know.
How do they handle in T Edition, like, and we might have talked about this already, but sorry if we did, but how do they handle like status effects and stuff like on bosses? Like, do they do it Final Fantasy V style where not every boss is immune to status effects? Or
There will be it from what I've read. I mean, it's still like where some bosses will have like one they happen to not be immune
Gotcha.
to or something like that. But status effects, because of the difficulty, are super fucking important.
Yeah, well,
like I use the shit out of them now
imagine.
when I never had to before.
Yeah.
Like I can't beat a Tyrannosaur without slow on them and haste on me. Like they'll just fucking rip me apart. And knowing where to silence and where to stop, and
Yeah.
like without stop, I couldn't have beat the Intangier like at all. Guau's change is fucking totally better, absolutely better. Leap is gone.
Yeah, I remember you saying
Yeah,
you
it's got
can learn.
fight. So just as long as he fights them, he learns it.
Yeah.
That's it. No matter where he is.
That's nice.
But if he's not in your party, you can still find those monsters on the Veld. You just have to fight them. So that's cool. It makes him infinitely more usable. Like I only beat that Kefka fight because I fought the special Hell Rider monster right before you fight Kefka, and it's a fucking great rage. Like otherwise, I couldn't have done it. The difficulty spike is massive right there.
Yeah.
They changed how you get a lot of cool relics aren't gated in the Coliseum. You do them
that's
through
nice.
beating monsters in pubs and new quests and rewards for just regular story stuff now.
Is the Coliseum still there?
Yeah, it's still there, and you can control your character.
That's nice. I was
So
going to ask.
that's a good change,
Because
yeah.
that sounds like it.
You can control Umaro now, which is cool.
That is cool.
And he has his own unique command. He doesn't have the snow muffler armor anymore, which sucks. So it was like he came with the best armor in the game.
Yeah.
So and he can equip other stuff, which is cool. And there's a little more. There's narrative reason to keep Sid alive, where there wasn't before. Like you felt the story wanted Sid to die.
Right. Totally.
So
Yeah, keeping him alive was just like a
Yeah.
Easter egg, essentially,
Yeah.
in the original game.
And it didn't like that. He just goes, lies in bed, and you never talk to him again.
Right.
Like he was okay. You were supposed to die. The fish you can catch, you can trade at other places in the game for items and stuff like that. All the rare items are now like collectibles that you want to get in your museum. They have like an achievement museum and stuff like that in Narsh, in the beginners room where you learn how to do stuff. There's an extra room now for achievements and items and a bunch of shit. So
Cool.
the Kefka sprite. So they changed all the sprites. I think I said before they changed all the sprites to match the original art, which I like a lot. Kefka looks definitely more clownish with a much more wider face and things like that. But there are moments where I guess they couldn't fix the programming, so he looks like Missing No from he's just pixels that just sort of move. So like,
And that's not on purpose?
No, I don't think so. So it's just like pixels that kill General Leo. So anytime he's in, if it's outside screen, he looks like that. In battle, he becomes pixels.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, just lots of stuff at work, and then streaming T edition, and I watched Casper.
Yeah, I watched Casper too.
Yeah.
I watched
Or
it
as well, I
today.
should say.
I watched it again today.
Yeah, you did. I hadn't seen
did.
it before.
Do we
I did.
want to do a draft, or do we want to get into it?
We can
Well, whatever.
jump in if you want. I don't care. What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Tyler? It's your birthday.
Well, do you think we could do a ghost draft?
Have we done one of those before?
I don't know.
Because I was on the way here. I was like, I wonder what kind of draft we're going to do. A ghost draft? And then I was like, Have we done a ghost draft before? I feel like we've named a lot of ghosts in the past. But
I know we've named a lot of ghosts.
if it
but
was
when I was
for
trying
an
to think,
official
like,
draft or not.
I feel like we did now that you say that, because I think I remember getting Slimer.
Yeah.
I remember us saying Slimer, but I don't remember anything else.
I don't either.
Well, there was Beetlejuice, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, I think we did.
I feel like
Did we do a ghost?
I think we did.
the ghost that Kesha fucked probably wasn't mentioned, but should have been.
I bet we did a ghost draft and it was rapid fire. That's what it was.
Yeah, maybe.
May have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could do a rapid fire draft at the end for a stinger.
Okay.
Of something, if you'd like to ponder,
Sure.
between now and then, what that would be.
Ponder the orb.
Okay.
Ponder the orb.
Well, do you want to take or you want to try this cranberry sauce real quick?
Sure.
Kana's cranberry orange relish.
I was just thinking about something you said a minute ago, and it just got me giggling earlier.
You giggling has got me giggling. Love to see the look on your face.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I had a lot of sugar.
Yeah?
I've been
A Sour
snacking on
Patch?
these fucking Sour Patch. Do you want some of these? Because they're almost gone, and I'm going to eat them all.
I mean, they are yours. But yeah, if you're going to offer
Eat.
some more up, I'll take some more for
Well,
sure.
it's not that they're mine. It's that I don't necessarily need to eat them. So
Oh, me
take as
neither.
many as you need.
Thank you. Chomp on
A little
these.
Sour Patch ASMR for you there.
Man, it's weird. These taste like they're extremely sour.
It's Sour Patch Kids Extreme.
That explains it. That explains it.
And like it's a capital X, EX, capital.
Each Sour Patch Kid is played by Kelsey Grammer.
I'm gonna dabble because I'm nervous.
Yeah, you've got a spoonful of salsa like I had as a kid, and then I've got a spoonful of salsa like I do as an adult.
Okay, we're going to try it.
All right, Kana's relish.
It's good.
Good, definitely more tart than the last batch I had.
I like the tart. Goes
Definitely
real good
way
with
more
these Sour Patch Kids. Holy shit, that is sour. That's got a
That's extreme.
that's extreme. That's a double XX extreme.
Yeah, I told Dave, like, no, it's really sweet. It's got orangey. This one is way more tart than the last batch.
Yeah, I'm not a big cranberry guy, so
I apologize for leading you astray.
no, it's okay.
I cry your pardon, Podslinger.
Long days and pleasant nights.
All right, take
Tyler.
a break and come back, talk about Casper.
Let's take a break and come back and talk about Casper.
Casper, the friendly ghost.
Friendliest ghost you know.
Morning. Oh, no, please don't scream. I promise I won't hurt you. I'm a ghost. Yes, I admit it, but I'm a friendly ghost. You have to trust me. If you scream, you'll wake up my uncles, and they get awfully cranky. I'm gonna let you go now, okay?
You're so cold.
Yeah, but it saves in the heating, though.
Come on. It's okay. I can see right through you.
And now for the game and movie talk.
I like this movie. I love it. It was one of my all-time favorite movies.
Really?
Like from the 90s,
Yeah.
we watched this movie a whole bunch. Like we had the VHS clamshell.
I was about to ask if it came in a clamshell.
We did too, yep.
We watched this because I had mentioned before that we watched a lot of the same movies over and over again.
Right.
Because we had a big collection of video cassettes, but not very good cable. And Casper was in the rotation.
Yeah,
Seen
man.
it several times. Many times.
But as somebody who doesn't have nostalgia glasses, what do you think of it, Dave?
I did not like it, but I'm also not a child, so I'm not the target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think when they made Casper, they're like the 42-year-old men in 2024 are
love
gonna
this.
fucking love it, and they're not gonna think that Casper's creepy at all. telling little girls, "I want to keep you."
Yeah, it is that stuff.
Telling
is-
little girls serial killer lines
There are
delivered
some,
by a ghost.
there are some definitely some cringe moments like that, and
But
it doesn't age well.
It doesn't
in that regard,
right? And it kind of watching it reminded me that it's like, oh yeah, movies used to do this a lot.
Back when they did the right thing and reminded women that they are possessions of men. Yeah, goddamn. Now see where America is. They ain't making Casper no more.
But they make these movies where it's like the main character kind of gets like looked over or something, and then like he's sad about it and doesn't really do anything about it. He's sad about it, and then the girl is like, "Oh well, okay. I mean, you know,
little pity.
It's like,
Oh, you little pity, a pity smooch.
right, and it just feels like that was a theme,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's a theme anymore. And I think that's a good. I think
Yeah.
that's a
No,
good thing.
it's come a long way. And
What about the one girl ghost that had big girl ghost titties
Right.
that she didn't have in her when she was alive?
Well, she's a ghost now. It's jiggly.
Yeah, you can just reform them.
Exactly.
That's what the game's about.
I don't understand why all the ghosts in the movies didn't have big jiggly
Well, at
titties.
one point, the fat ghost did.
yeah, you did.
Give me Brad Garrett.
Yes.
Was that Brad Garrett?
Fatso is Brad
Raymond.
Garrett. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Brad Garrett.
Man, I had no idea that was Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have the I guess luxury of watching this with a cynical eye.
Oh,
Because-
no.
I was young enough. I mean, I was in my. This came out in 92, I think. or
95.
95.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in my early 20s, and of course it was a new movie. It was a Steven Spielberg production, Amblin kind of thing. You know, it got a lot of hype. It was kind of a big deal.
It's the first feature film to have a CGI main protagonist.
character,
Yeah.
right? And so we were excited about it.
I
And
feel like all that even holds up pretty well.
For 95, they did a really good job.
yeah, the graphics and the visuals
Yeah.
in that movie were really good.
I think it was really smart to make them ghosts. That way it's like, all right, we'll make their 20% opacity.
Yeah.
So it like really
Yeah.
helps to like.
It does.
Yeah.
The only scene in the movie that was kind of really janky was there's a scene where
They do look goofier when they have clothes on because they're not as opaque.
When do
So
they have clothes on?
When the dad is wearing
Oh.
his sweater.
Oh, that's
and
true.
when the
Yeah.
girl is wearing her jacket.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they look. And they tried to make them look more human
Right.
like their characters, and they look weird.
Kerrigan, she looked like a Lego person to me. You know what I
did.
mean? Like
Yeah.
when she showed
It
up, I was
wasn't
like,
even close.
Who is like? Yeah, they don't match. It's hilarious because like they do a pretty good job of like matching. I guess the original Harvey characters.
Oh, he's
the
spot
uncles
on.
and then
Yeah, yeah,
Casper.
yeah.
But then like the new ones to the movie, they're like totally different.
Who's
Like,
going to do this? Go to the Jersey Boardwalk and find a caricature artist. He is going to adapt the ghost to Bill Paxton.
I thought the dad's ghost looked okay. I thought he looked like him.
Yes, I agree. that he-
Spoilers, the dad turns into a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, there's that.
It's 1995 movie.
Should have named this movie "The Dad Dies." I agree that they did a good job. They made him look like him, but he doesn't. The two new ghosts don't match the same like ghost model. As,
Yeah,
you know, what I mean?
100%.
They're very well. They had original. You know, they were originally that.
Right.
And they've always been that.
Right. They're making them. They're trying to make these
They're
new ones.
making
look
these
like
new ones
people.
look like people that
Right.
look also like Harvey ghosts,
Right.
if you will.
Right, yeah.
And you're right. I can see how it just doesn't really fit, but
It's okay.
it is fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Fine. We have, like I said, I've watched this movie several times. Cohen really got into it when he was younger. He really liked it, so they watched it
I
all
think
the
Kenna
time.
would like this too.
And
Henry
then
sat and watched quite a bit of it.
Gage liked it a lot when he was little, and I was, like I said, in my 20s. And, I always get, it's the weirdest thing because if I had never seen it and I watched it, I still get a little bit verklempt at the end.
I teared up in my office where I was
that
watching
something?
Yeah.
Okay, so
What's Tyler doing? Watching Casper and crying?
Why is he crying going, Devin Sawa, Devin Sawa?
But they did a good job of making that a very emotional scene. And I liked the lightheartedness of the movie. There was a lot of stuff that could have been, it's like, what are you doing? Just pull the lever. Just put the kid in there and pull all of these crazy slapstick things that have to happen to make it a suspenseful thing. It's like, obviously, if you're looking at it from a pragmatic standpoint, it's like, Casper, my man, you could have worked this out a long fucking time ago, bro.
They couldn't remember until they brought all his toys out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although
That's
one
true.
thing I would immediately change about the movie, and I think it would make it a better movie, replace the girl who plays, what's her name? Kerrigan? What?
Yeah, Kerrigan.
Yeah, Kerrigan.
That should have been Debbie Mazar. That should have fucking
that would have been a good Debbie Mazar role.
110%.
She was busy on Beethoven's Second.
Probably.
She can't be Kerrigan and lady and bitch in Beethoven's Second.
And being Leather or Spice or whatever in Batman Forever.
Well, and being in Toys as the mistress.
Oh, been the mistress nurse.
Nurse, slutty woman.
Speaking of bitch, they say it twice in Casper, which I thought
You
was
get
weird.
two bitches. That's why we got a PG on that one. Otherwise,
I didn't know it
would
was
have been-
rated PG.
Otherwise, it would have been a G-rated movie.
It felt weird.
It was weird.
I wasn't offended or anything, but it just felt like.
So
why
did it
they say
feel?
bitch?
Did it feel more or less out of place than the sex scene in Toys?
Way less. Yeah, way less.
Yeah, on that scale, it's definitely less uncomfortable.
And I don't
Or
want
less,
to.
yeah, uncomfortable.
I'm not shitting on the movie Casper. I mean, it just literally wasn't made for me. It's like I can totally see. Like I said, Henry sat
It was
and watched.
made for you in 1995, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I was in
Maybe.
that age where it's like, no, because I remember when Casper came out, and I do remember thinking, yeah, I don't know if I can see this or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because the whole premise being a evil woman inherits a mansion. It's haunted with Casper and his uncles, and she tries everything to get the ghosts out. No one can do it, including the priest from Saturday Night Live who makes the
Father Guido Sarducci.
Yeah,
Including Ray Stantz from Ghostbusters.
Yes, Ray Stans makes an appearance. Dan Aykroyd
which
makes
was
an appearance.
great.
He said, call someone else.
Yeah, I loved it. And Henry saw that part. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so glad he saw that
Yeah.
part because he likes Ghostbusters.
A lot of cameos in this movie.
Oh, the cameos are great with Clint Eastwood.
So at one point,
Is it Rollins in this movie?
we get Rodney Dangerfield, we get Mel
Yep.
Gibson,
Got the Crypt Keeper.
got the Crypt Keeper, and it was John Kassir doing the scream in the mirror that he voices Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, and Buster Bunny.
And Buster Bunny. So, yeah. Anyway, Tyler, you were.
and then Christina Ricci's character, Kat, and her father. Her dad is a ghost psychologist who gets them to settle their business and move on, even though he's never seen a ghost. He sort of tries to go place to place, trying to find the ghost of his dead wife. He's unsure she's still out there.
Amelia.
Yep. They get recruited to come in. Casper sees them on TV. Apparently, ghosts can leave the house and go through power lines.
As long as it's in the
Yeah.
power line, it's connected to the house, technically.
That's in the game.
I didn't make it that far.
Me neither. I just read about it.
Yeah.
And then shows the evil the villain of the movie, and they bring him in, and then hijinks ensue. Kat and Casper. Well, Casper falls in love with Kat, and Kat's like, "You're a fucking ghost.
You're a
man.
fucking
I don't know what to
ghost."
tell
Which
ya."
makes total sense. I do feel like it's on Casper to be like, fuck, man, I am a ghost. How about we just be friends? That
Casper the friendly ghost, not Casper the horny ghost.
Casper's super horny in this movie, and I kind of
Casper is
You're like a safe kid horny.
Well, he's perpetually 12 years old.
yeah.
That's a hormonal fucking rage monster
Yeah, I
right
was jerking
there.
off 12 to
And-
8 times a day. Josh texted me that earlier.
Josh texted you out of the blue. Remember when you were 12, drinking off 8 times a day?
Here's the conversation.
By the way, are you crying, you in your office crying watching Casper?
I am too. Because out of the blue, he asked me, let's see. You remember the name of that RPG that had all the sentient swords? I was thinking it was on PlayStation, but I might be wrong.
Charles Barkley, Shut Up and Jam guy.
Yeah. He was, and I remember the two of the swords' names, Daimlos and Gar. So I Googled that, found it, Tales of Destiny for PS1. I told him, he's like, yeah, I think I remember that. And I was like, yeah, we used to get in arguments over, because of that game, what element was stronger between, my favorite sword was the fire sword, and his was the wind sword. So we get in arguments about what's stronger, which element between wind and fire.
Like you do. I mean,
yeah,
that makes sense.
And he sends me a Quora where people are arguing about what the strongest element is. He's like, some bitch named Abigail thinks it's water. We should kick her ass. I'm like, well, if it's Avatar rules, I agree with her.
Water's pretty good.
Water's pretty good.
And I said, if we're using Avatar rules, I agree with her. He said, no, we're using Lego Universe rules, which that is, he and I shared the same like massive Lego army to where we would split it in two, adventure with half of the army in the Holland side. Lego Universe split it in two sides, the Holland side, the Nance side, and then we would trade back every so many months and then talk on the phone for fucking hours about what the other army had been up to, so we knew what they had been doing when we got the other half back, so we could continue the stories.
Shit.
And this was
That's
back whenever we lived in different. He lived in a different prefix. Like I lived in 898 and he lived in a 527 zone for phone calls. He had area calling, so I would call him, let it ring once, hang up. Because he used to answer it, and I said, call me back, until Mom had like 80 10-cent charges or whatever, where we would do that and get charged for a full minute. So
that
then it
seems
was
like a thing that a parent would definitely get upset with a kid about.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. Because
$8 back then was a lot of money.
That is
God
true.
damn it.
That is true.
Could fill up your whole tank of gas on $8.
I mean, I've driven from here to Movie Hut, but my parents act like that was the fucking Balto across the Arctic to Movie Hut.
As a dad, I do get that, because Henry will ask to do something where it's like, homie, like you're asking, we don't have any of this. We're home today, buddy. Dad doesn't want to get out of the house today.
So I think I see that crawling your ass over $8 gets in front of a larger problem later, right? So it's like, if I don't stop him now,
right, give him an
it
inch.
could get worse. Yeah,
He's
give
gonna
an
get
inch.
my number. My passcodes are ordering pornography for $40 a pop off the satellite dish. Yeah. So then I would call Josh, let it ring once, and hang up. And then if he knew if it rang once, that's me, and he'd call me back. We're using Lego Universe rules. The Holland side or the Nance side? Shit, dude, a lot has happened on the Nance side of things since we last talked about it.
God, I hope, man, I'd love for you guys to just do a bonus episode.
They both just
the
kept it
20-year
going.
catch up.
Oh no, I have notes.
I was like, all right, I'll call you later, let it ring once, and hang up, and you call me back, and we'll talk about it. And he's like, well, I wanted to slowly download a pornographic image of Tifa on my computer. I can't do that if the phone's being
like the
used.
Italian Congress.
I said, I totally understand. There are some pics of Kelly Kapowski on Sublime Directory that you should check out next week when that picture's done. He's like, cool, I'm going to go jerk off for the 8th time today. Got a little competition with my buddy over who could do it the most times in one day. So that sounds like the best friendship ever. I'm proud of you. That was a contest we used to have.
Who could jerk off the most in a day?
Yeah. I think 8 was the record. I think we both got to 8, and that was just it. Then we were bleeding and raw. So, what were we saying about Casper?
That he was horny, but it doesn't make sense to me
12-year-old
because
boy.
he doesn't have hormones because he's a ghost. So I was overthinking this movie because I really was like at work today. It was a little slow. I'm a day ahead on my work.
Right.
And I was thinking about Casper, and I was thinking about how horny this ghost is. And I came up with no reason why he is horny. I get that he's 12, but also the reason you're horny when you're 12 is because your body is just like,
is he just
fucking,
lonely?
like,
And he's looking for a
lonely
what he
for
wants
some
is emotional
pussy
connection.
is what he
doesn't know.
is.
I'm glad he at least wasn't trying to kill her. Like, you just be a ghost too.
Would almost be better.
Or spy on her while she's changing clothes and stuff.
That was probably cut.
That was probably cut.
That's the Porky's version
Yeah.
of Casper.
Kill
Yeah.
all the kids at the party so you have a fucking full classroom of friends all the time.
That's good.
Kill the teacher dressed as a lobster. That's pretty good. I like that. Like a lobster costume. Classic.
And whose teacher goes to their Halloween parties like, oh yeah, the kids want to do it. I guess you have to do it. And I'm going to go too.
Or organizes them. It was funny watching this movie because it's like, it's a kid's movie, obviously, but it was one of those where like it reminded me how kids' movies are, where it's like, oh, well, there's an adult here. It doesn't matter that he's not the parent of any of these kids. He gets to say, yes, the party's going to be at that girl's house. I don't own the house. I'm not related to her. It's going to be there, though, because I'm the adult in the movie right now. And kids are just like, he is.
There are 3 awful, uncontrollable ghosts, but it's a good idea. We are going to have the party.
So my teacher said we have to have the party at our house this week. Well, your teacher can go fuck himself. Your teacher can call me if he'd like to ask about permission to have a party at my big house that's about to fall into the ocean.
The mean girl's jealous, so we have to have the party.
Right? Yeah. I didn't like the plot. I didn't like the plot where the mean girl was convinced the boy that Kat liked to like play a prank on her by
being 2 people in a trench coat.
I know it didn't.
She like is admiring herself in the mirror, like, whoa. Like, nah, you look like that when you got here. You're just on that guy's shoulders. That's not any more scary than it was, and it wasn't scary before.
My favorite part of the movie is when they get scared, the scarers get scared, and they run through the party area, and everybody just looks at them like, oh yeah, it's 2 kids in a trench coat. Like, and no one is like, whoa.
And they like, well, and after they leave, like after they run out of the house from getting scared, the rest of the kids at the party, they applaud like it was part of the show.
And they look at Kat.
And they're like, good job, Kat.
Yeah, you did it. And I'm like, what'd she do? She did nothing.
She was too short to see over most of the kids. She probably didn't even know what happened.
But then again, it was like, okay, yeah, it's a kids' movie. It's just the main character just needs a little applause right now.
Right.
Climax of the movie being that Kat wants to do something nice, sets a ball at Casper's toys, makes him remember, oh, my dad was a scientist who has a resurrection machine. I'll just come back to life. And there's one potion left. Yeah. One primordial goo, I think he calls it.
Primordial soup.
Soup, yeah.
Yeah.
But then the villain also mentioned Eric Idle, who's also
Eric Idle
from Monty Python,
the second string comedic relief.
Yeah, he's fine in it.
Yeah. He's very Eric.
I think
serves his purpose.
Very Eric Idle.
Yeah, I think everyone's fine in this movie. Yeah.
And then so the villain ends up dying, so she can get in the vault and take their treasure.
That was she and Eric Idle are trying to kill each other, and then her death actually surprised me. It actually, because she gets in the car and she's trying to run him over, and he picks up what's his dibs. He picks up like a statue head and like throws it at the windshield, and it hits the windshield but doesn't break it. She keeps driving, and then she like hits a tree. And then it's all shot from the inside. None of this is from the outside. You see all of this from inside the car. And then she opens the door and steps out. And then it cuts to the outside. And the tree is at the edge of a cliff. And she just goes, ah! And just like, I was legitimately like, holy shit.
There's a lot of really good moments like that in this movie.
It's a good gag.
Well, the only PG deaths, I guess, are falling deaths because that's how the father also dies. Drunkenly stumbles into a pit.
But I was like, when that happened,
this is a dangerous town.
I know shit. I was like, is the bar built on a cliff? Was this like addressed at any
Possibly.
point? I don't understand.
It's probably right next door to the house.
We're just building a mile deep hole, we're outside the bar. We're outside this open double door to a hole.
The dad almost shoots a guy in that bar.
Yeah, that would have been, but no, that's gun violence. That's PG-13. That's PG-13.
Right.
So he's got to fall down.
There's another good gag near the beginning of the movie when they first move into the house, and Kat sees Casper for the first time and screams. She's got a great scream, by the way, a great horror movie scream, little girl horror movie scream. But she screams and faints, and then he wakes her up, and then Dad comes into the room after she screams, and he's like, what? And she's like, I saw a ghost. And he does the whole, okay, I'm going to check the room, and he checks the closets. He checks under the bed. No ghost here. Opens the closet, and Casper's in there. He's like, hey. And the dad screams and runs, and it's just there's a lot of funny sight gags in this movie. A lot of at the end of the movie, of course, Casper you can continue, and then I'll expound.
Because that was the ending where they have the party, and then because they use the potion to resurrect her dad because she needs her dad more than
Casper did a selfless act of charity,
and because of that deserves her love, which is what the movie which is, I feel like, one of those where it's like, this is definitely a 1995 kids movie.
So he's 12 years old, so he gets only to be a real boy until 10 o'clock,
which is in like 5 minutes apparently.
I remember as a kid see like him coming down the stairs. It's first person perspective, so you just see through his eyes as he comes down, and she's being the wallflower at her own party, setting in. He asks her to dance, and they do the reveal of what Casper looks like as a human. I remember as a kid being like, "Oh,
he's hot."
I didn't, man. Oh. Am I gay now? But I remember just like, okay, well that makes sense. Okay.
But it's funny they have those.
He's good, classic era Devon Sawa, not weird ass adult Devon Sawa. Devon Sawa grew up to look kind of weird.
Yeah, he did a little bit. But they're dancing, and of course they're floating.
Right.
And all the kids in the party are like, oh shit, and they have their moment, and they hug, and they awkwardly get a little smooch. But right as the clock turns 10. Casper turns back into a ghost, and the whole rest of the party sees Casper, and he goes, boo. And there's this brilliant moment of silence, like where you hear they cut to 3 different shots of the kids at the party screaming because they're seeing a ghost. And then there's this brilliant moment of silence, and then simultaneously like 50 kids run out of the fucking room. Like they're perfectly still, and then they all just yeet the fuck out of there at once. It was I laugh at that every time I see it because
it's cartoonish.
It's cartoonish, and the timing that it took to get that right.
Yeah.
It's great fun. It's a fun movie to watch.
It had a good adult moment where Amelia, who gave Casper 5 minutes of being alive again, then goes to visit her husband, and they talk. And that's a good adult. Like, I can understand the feeling and emotion in that moment now where I couldn't before.
Sure.
So that was good to see as an adult.
That's usually about where the lump starts to form in my throat, and I get a little bit, but it's a touching, cute, fun little movie. It's for kids, but it's safe for kids to watch. I think all my kids have seen it 100 times, and they all love it, and it's a good time. So I'm glad that we got to watch that this week because I enjoyed it a lot, and I haven't seen it in a while, and it was nice to give it a watch and see it again.
So how would this movie translate into a video game?
Lots of different ways it would.
2 specific ways. The English American way
Sounds like you know a bit of trivia. I like
and the
this.
Japanese way.
Yeah.
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 He's a Korean water ghost in the Japanese version. It's
Oh, by the way,
it's awful.
before I forget, in the movie, Kat and her father's last name is Harvey. Harvey is
Harvey
the name of the
Comics.
company the comic company that
You know what, man?
produced.
I did not put that together.
I didn't
until
either.
You just said
You
it.
said
Yeah.
that, yeah.
So I wanted to get that out there too. So anyway, back to the game. We had an American version, which is the one I played for 5 minutes and then watched a long play of. I had a lot of trouble with this one.
Which was done. That one was developed by Absolute Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
The David Crane joint.
And
Totally feels like A Boy and His Blob.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a straight super rip off of A Boy and His Blob.
It was
in
built
fact, it
apparently
was
in the same
built
engine.
on that engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the SNES drunk, and he
Oh, really? Does he talk
mentions
about
that
that?
exact thing.
It's mentioned in Wikipedia as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Although it's way more charming in A Boy and His Blob than it is here.
I agree with
Yeah.
that, and I think it's because A Boy and His Blob is a little more abstracted and not based on a existing property. I feel like that hurts Casper because
You
it's-
have expectations in
yeah,
a way.
yeah, you have expectations, but also I don't know. It kind of feels a little commercially cash grabbery. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where like A Boy and His Blob is just kind of like, what's this weird thing? And it's like, okay, this is like an indie joint. This is cool. But with Casper, it's kind of like anything that I feel like any game that's a movie tie-in in the 90s for me is like, that's an uphill battle
yeah,
where it's like, you
sure.
really have
100%.
to like you got to prove yourself.
Well, I think we over the years have proven that this is generally what happens.
Yeah.
When you have a property that's based on a popular movie, they will just crank out something
Yeah.
to get it in people's Super Nintendos.
What if we
and
did
get
made
their
A Boy
money.
and His Blob, but you played the blob instead of the boy? You just sort of lead the boy around. Does that sound fun? Let's do that.
Only if it's a girl. So in this game, you play as Casper.
Right.
You lead, and Kat is following you through the mansion.
Yeah.
It's a big escort mission.
And it's a
Everyone's
big
favorite.
escort mission when you go, and you can fly through doors and through walls and floors, and I thought that was neat.
I like that.
You could, because like you at any point you could go up through the ceiling or down through the floor or outside an outside wall even.
Yeah.
And see what's coming.
Right.
Or what what you've got to expect. Casper can turn invisible, which makes him invulnerable. But what you have to do is when you walk into a room, there might be like books flying around or axes
or your
uncles and
Apples for some reason.
and
Very
apples.
bouncy apples.
Yeah. And what
Better
you
turn to a
do
spatula.
Yep.
and what you do here is Kat will get down and duck down in the corner, and you have to remove the threats from the room, and then Kat will continue to follow you.
So at least she can't like die and
She-
stumble into shit. 'Cause that would be real.
that would be
bad.
make it
yeah.
real bad. It's bad as it is in a lot of ways.
I agree with this statement.
But that would make it way worse if she took damage.
Oh,
so it's
God.
good that she does not. You can't. So what you do is you pick things up along the way, like butterfly nets or a pillow or a plunger or a perfume bottle, various items
Or a
like
regular
this.
jug that spews corks.
Yep.
Yeah. What do
I
we
know what
put
my
here?
uncle's
a
weak
jug?
to. Corks.
Yeah.
That's in the movie, right?
Guess I remember that at all. Then what, Pirate Hat. I remember that's one I saw in the long play. I never found that.
Yeah, I didn't find that either.
Pirate Hat. So you get a reflective sword to beat the
Okay.
boss.
The
Well,
plunger is in the movie.
it is in the
And
movie.
it's what you have to use against Stretch, your Uncle Stretch.
It's funny because when SNES drunk, he was like, "For some reason, you turn into a plunger." I haven't seen the movie, so I don't understand. I'm like, you would have had to see the movie to get that joke. And so, like, for example, there'll be Some rooms you could walk in and there'll be a giant hole in the floor. So what you do is you go down the hole, you transform into the pillow. Cat falls through the hole onto the pillow.
Which
that
until
is
you transform into the pillow, she won't fall.
Right.
So.
And that's a good thing. You don't have to like get in front of it and rush to catch her or whatever. But, you know, he was a pillow at one point in the movie where she was getting comfortable in the movie and smashing him in the face because he replaced himself as her pillow.
Normal.
Totally normal 12-year-old boy ghost
That's a Quagmire thing to do. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen a cutaway to Quagmire doing like something like a toilet seat.
It'd been nice.
But still the same kind of concept.
It'd been funny if Casper, as in pillow form, just went. Love the way your hair smells. That's probably what would have really happened. But anyway, so you're walking her through the house. You occasionally encounter your uncles, and you can fight them off with this specific weapon that affects them. The plunger affects Stretch. The
perfume bottle
is stinky, and what I never ran into Fat. So
the
bottle of the
one.
cork.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought it would have been more appropriate if you turned into a vacuum cleaner a la Luigi's Mansion. There is a scene in the movie where he uses a vacuum cleaner to catch the ghosts. But that's pretty much it. You kind of go through and fight the boss, the uncles, and you get Cat through the house. It's
and everything respawns. That's annoying. Because the reason I fought all the uncles was because I got stuck on a floor where it's like, well, I can't. This is a side-scrolling action adventure game.
Yeah.
By the way, you probably figured that out listening to us, but I wanted to stress it.
Yeah, Boy and His Blob is if you've played that, yeah.
I wanted to stress the adventure part because like this annoys me the way any adventure game does, where it's like, I'm stuck on a floor because there's a locked door on the west side and a locked door on the east side. I'm a ghost. I can go through doors. I can go through walls, but I can't go through doors. Okay. You know,
Right.
So you
like,
turn to a ghost key.
I guess you gotta find a key. So I'm like, well, how do I find the key? You have to go through these fucking mirrors that look like they're just part of the background. And how do you go through the mirrors? By pressing the X button. And it's like, okay. In the instruction manual, which I didn't read all of, I'll be honest, but there's a section for controls, and the X button that says this button does nothing.
psych.
It is crucial to be able to travel through the mirrors. Otherwise, because I was stuck there for like 10 minutes.
That's a weird
I never
choice.
figured out the mirror thing.
Make that a door and a staircase instead of a mirror.
A mirror. I get it.
You know.
Like you're a ghost. They want it to be ghosty. You know?
But Cat goes with you. That doesn't make so.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Because she does go with you. Yeah. I don't know. I hated that. I that was like where the game lost me was the mirrors.
Yeah,
I get that. I thought that like the controls were a little janky. It wasn't too
It didn't
bad.
feel as good as the NES, of
but
Boy
it
and His
didn't
Blob.
feel that
Like,
good. Yeah, it was too sloppy. You know, you could drift into things too easily. The art was nice. I thought the rendering of Casper, you could tell who the ghosts were,
tell
the
who
ghost
Cat was.
uncles,
Yeah.
and the cat. Cat had a neat little thing where, like, if you don't move for a while, she turns and taps her foot at you, like get the fuck,
idle animation.
little idle animation, which I thought was appropriate for given the character and stuff. So yeah, there was some okay things about this game, but by and large, it was just kind of a mess.
Yep.
It was a mess.
It's like it gave me like a Boy and His Blob meets Clock Tower kind of like vibes because you're trying to navigate through this haunted house but yeah, I didn't like it. This is one where I got to 40 minutes playing it and it was like, oh man, I really try to do an hour on these.
Right.
And I didn't. I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I feel like
you don't have to play it long to really get what they're going for.
Yeah,
you really don't. And I did.
I'm just struggling with the controls, just
Yeah,
trying to click between
same.
the buttons, the different weapons, scroll through, and then change it. I would get hit invisible by accident, and then get hit by something else before I could change into the butterfly net or whatever that's
Yeah.
needed, and
you had to figure out, like, it didn't make sense. This is more action game bullshit, like the adventure game bullshit. Sorry, where like that I don't like. Where it's like, okay, well, okay, so when there are books in the room, you got to be a butterfly net. To get the books, and when there are apples, you have to be a spatula, and it's like fuck you, because it's like, I get it that apples are food and spatula touches food, but never in my life have
it's
I
not
used
a weird SAT.
yeah,
Spatula is
right.
to apple.
Right. Never in my life have I used a spatula on an apple, and even more never have I used a butterfly net on a book. What the fuck?
I wanted a Gutenberg press to fight off the books.
So that I hate that shit in adventure games. I hate it because it's just like the logic that these fucking games make. It's like you got to learn. It's like
Shower with Your Dad Simulator, the adventure game.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's just like you got to like, okay, well, I know what it's like in the real life, but now I have to learn this game's what real life is in this game.
What the weird homeschool kid who grew up to be a game developer, what he thinks makes sense.
So that's probably one of my least favorite genres, adventure games, because of that.
I gave it maybe 10 minutes and was like, I get it. I don't need to be here.
Yeah.
I need to be anywhere but here. Yeah.
I like the movie way better than the game.
I've been having a lot
You
of
didn't like the movie.
I didn't like the movie, but that's not to say that I thought the movie was a bad movie.
Wasn't for you.
It's just
at your age.
it's tough to watch that movie for
Sure.
the first time when you're 42.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't have a
you
chance
didn't
to get.
swoon over a 12-year-old Devin Selma.
No, I didn't.
It doesn't have
I was
No,
actually
you're right, it's
I was
not the
actually
movie.
kind of offended because I'm like, oh, now she likes him. Okay.
That he's
Yeah,
got
that's-
flesh.
Now that he's a hot boy and not a ghost. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but still, now she likes him.
I did like her acting whenever he's coming down the stairs and she sees him. She's like, oh, okay, that's not for me. He's walking toward me. Look away, look away.
Yeah,
look
she
toward
got
me.
that nervous
Be
girl.
cornered, look up.
She's got that nervous girl look like there's no way he's here for me.
It also kind of it blew. I looked over at Nikki and I was like, "This is her party." Literally, all of those children were just clapping for her, and now she's sitting alone. That doesn't make
the
sense.
timing there.
at all.
You'd think they'd be lining up
Right.
to hang out,
To
and
dance
dance,
with-
and,
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Especially considering that, the house, the Whipstaff is the name of the house that she
Right.
lives in, and like it's this legendary haunted house that no one will go in, and everyone's scared of, and all. And now this girl, A, fucking lives here, and B, is having a rager of a party.
Yeah.
And no one wants to go talk to her.
I
It's like
know.
bullshit. That's not accurate.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody would have been like, lining up to spend time with Kat.
Yeah, absolutely.
sure.
So that blew my mind. But hey, I'm a grown man. It's very easy to pick apart a movie.
A movie for
made-
children.
made for children.
Absolutely.
In 1995.
Yes. So I would like to stress this movie and game, I guess, for children. Children.
Sure. And I could see a kid wanting to play this and being entertained by it and thinking, when I beat this game as an accomplishment,
Yes.
it's okay for that, but it just doesn't have you're right. It's a marketing tool. It wasn't designed to go down in the annals of Super Nintendo game history as being one of the best. This was, we made a fuck ton of money off of the movie, and we're going to make a fuck ton of money off of this game.
Yeah.
Concept, I think, works.
I agree.
Sure.
This is a good way to reimagine Casper as
I
a game.
agree.
Absolutely.
I think the execution
It's
is
lazy.
I think the execution is bad. Yeah, and I think lazy is a really good way of putting it.
I thought the sound design was bad.
Yes.
It didn't have even good music.
No.
Like, it was real janky,
Uh-huh.
out of time, weird sounding music, especially even the theme. The thing that everyone knows about Casper is that theme song, right? To this day, people still can impress me by Casper, the friendly ghost,
Write it down, you guys. You want to impress Ian next time you see him.
You better tell me. Now, if you listen to the show, that doesn't count.
The next prom we're all at that's not on Easter, come up and sing the Casper theme song to Ian.
But the fact that part, I thought they could have put more energy into the music, and especially the theme at the beginning.
Dude, it's crazy. The beginning's crazy.
Terrible.
It's got the hallmarks of a cheap game where it's like, here's the title screen. Okay, press start.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like
easy or hard?
Right.
You want easy?
That's it.
Or hard? That's your options here. We don't have easy or hard.
Toys, the game had better presentation than Casper. That's fucked up.
And Ella Cool didn't have a face.
It's a hell of a bar.
It's fucked up. He was like the smoking man. I think it's worth mentioning that this is probably one of the most unique ways that I've seen health displayed in a video game.
That was pretty neat.
For better or worse, I think it's neat, but I got to be honest with you, I never knew what I was about to die.
Hard to translate.
No, it was hard to translate. It was a neat concept, but hard to translate. At the bottom, in the middle of the screen, is the logo of the movie, Casper.
Yes.
And the more health you have, the more of Casper's head you can see above the word Casper.
Which is hard.
And as you get hit, he sinks down a little bit farther. But you never really get wait, did he go down?
Right.
How many notches are left? Is that 1 or 2 notches? Can he go down one more time or 2? It's 1.
Oh,
it's 1. Yeah.
What makes it even harder is that, like, in the logo, he's peeking over it. You know what I mean? It's like from the start, at full health, you're just peeking over it a little bit. So it's, and then the letters light up.
Yep.
And the more of his eyes you can see, you can build your health up with the little fireballs or whatever those are.
Yeah.
But the more of his eyes you can see, if you can see all of his eyes, you've got max health. It's weird.
It's weird. It's neat.
It's probably the most creative thing in the game.
Yeah.
But it's also the thing I need more to be a little more practical and boring. It's to know where I stand in the terms of being alive or dead.
Yeah. Form really kind of killed the function on that one.
It did.
But I know we talked about it. I like being able to float through the walls.
It's really kind of a neat.
That's neat.
It's an excellent replacement for not having a map. Like, you can peek ahead. You can see what you got. Or if did I leave something behind here?
Right.
You could go up and check a room you were already in
Without
and say, "Oh fuck, we got to go back. I forgot this."
Yeah, it's a little Metroidvania-ish, and that you have to make sure you get the things to advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any achievements?
Not many.
I have a couple, and they're not really good. But I'll say them anyway, in the interest of format. My first achievement is Casper. Casper. Casper.
I think I know where you're going with this.
And to get that achievement, beat the game without falling asleep. It's that I'm riffing on Bueller. Ben Stein is at the beginning.
He gets his money all won.
He gets his money. These are lazy. I mean, really, I got nothing. My second and final, thank God, achievement is today we celebrate our Independence Day. to get today, we celebrate our Independence Day. Free yourself from the shackles of this game by quitting after not being able to figure out what to do with the mirrors.
Okay. All right. I
Bill
have
Pullman, everybody.
I have in my notes Bill Pullman or Bill Paxton ?
Pullman.
As a
I even said Paxton earlier. So
I know.
yeah.
I never. I'm always like, I don't know which one is which.
And they're nothing alike.
I know.
But they have very similar names
I know.
and they're popular in very similar time.
Right, exactly. At a time in my life where it's like, I mean, I've come online, but like,
Yeah.
not in recognizing different bills.
Right.
Have you seen the sequel to Twister coming out?
Oh my God, I cannot
seen the
wait.
trailer.
Twisters.
Twisters is going to be so good. I love it. I love Twister. It's one of my favorites.
Is there a cow
We saw
trailer?
no, but they do riff on that
Okay,
joke.
good. I'm glad.
We saw that movie opening weekend in the theater in Murray, Kentucky.
At Sherry Theaters?
At Sherry Theaters.
Nice.
And while we were in there, a fucking tornado went through Murray. It wasn't bad enough for us to know that the thing was turned up so loud. Hell, it could have been the Rapture outside. We wouldn't have known.
You're leaving. The manager's like, that's $20 more from everybody.
You get the IMAX experience.
We go out into the parking lot and there's branches and leaves and shit. I mean, some literal horse shit, storm shit happened outside while we were seeing that movie. But
Was it horse shit? Was it Tater Day?
it was horse shit. It was just down the road. But we love that movie. In fact, I just watched it the other night. So yeah, I'm excited for Twisters. Love me some Twister. Love me Twisters.
I haven't seen it in a long Twister. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Did they make a game of Twister?
They made a ride.
Well, yeah, let's go.
And I
right.
don't mean the game that you have the colored dots on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean a game about the movie Twister.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
If
That would be a
it's
good
not on the Super
crossover.
Nintendo, it sounds like something maybe if it came out might be on the PC. Be my guess.
Maybe.
The Weather Channel produced it.
Now I'm into it because I want to see what a Weather Channel produced video game looks like.
Yeah, that would be cool. Anyway, those are my 2 achievements.
I have a couple to be more accurate. My first one is, that's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss. In order to unlock, that's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss. You beat Stretch in a sword fight as a plunger. And then my last achievement is biblically accurate Amelia. And I don't. So sometimes when you use a game genie and you don't put like an accurate code in, sometimes it just fucks the game up and it looks all weird. In order to unlock biblically accurate Amelia, you put in one of those codes where everything looks weird, and you be not afraid.
Be not afraid. God,
That's what I was
shit.
thinking during that scene. It's like, man, it'd be so much better if she were like a
She was
biblically
eyeballs.
accurate angel.
Come, husband, embrace me.
You got any achievements, Tyler?
My first one is spatula plus apple pen, and that's when you hit 20 apples with a spatula. That's just being that commercial where it was like pineapple, apple, pineapple pen. I don't know.
I haven't
the whole
seen
thing
that.
for Death Note. And then fuck you, Charlie Brown. And that is, as you go in, turn into a pillow, and as Cat's falling, move the pillow up underneath her and let her fall to the ground.
Only you could.
Which I didn't
man, that'd be
do,
great.
but-
Can you do it?
I don't know. I didn't try it, but
Yeah, me neither.
I like how all 3 of us in our achievements referenced other movies.
I was gonna do a bit where all my achievements were gonna be lines from Toy Story because we originally had talked. I
Yeah.
had, there's a snake in my boot, and then I was like, I can't do it. I can't pretend like I didn't play Casper for long enough to get to achievements.
the other one being get in a flask, and that is when you take the perfume bottle, which is kind of flask-ish, and get rid of Stinky with it.
From all that Popeye's chicken, it's fucking sweet.
Not enough Adam Sandler games out there.
There really aren't, to be perfectly honest.
Happy Gilmore should be an unlockable character in some golf
Mortal
game.
Kombat.
Ooh, that would be a good one in Mortal Kombat.
Pulling Scorpion's like shirt over his head, punch him in the stomach.
Good
just
face
do that.
fatalities where he runs up and just drives their head
Yeah,
off.
runs
goes
up
into a
with that
hole.
fucking golf club and just hits a fucking hole in one with
Someone
that
chubs
head.
alligator and it chomps their hand off or some shit.
I would love for him to be,
Yes.
he's 16-bit, but everything else is like 3D model, like a modern game. And he sounds like all modulated and shit. The price is wrong, bitch. Friendship.
Oh man, like the guy with the nail in his head comes out and rips somebody's head off.
I'll be waiting for you in the parking lot.
after the game.
Red Lobster's there.
It's in front of a Red Lobster.
One of the levels is the Red Lobster parking lot.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Happy Gilmore should be a fighting game.
Yeah, all by itself.
Right. Yeah.
His girlfriend comes out with beer steins and just smashes the shit out of him with her beer steins.
Julie Bowen looks better now than she did back then.
What is she in recently?
Modern Family.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's the mom, that's her.
My
Holy
God.
Yeah.
She does. You're right.
You are right. I had no fucking idea that was her.
Oh yeah.
Wow, indeed. Mind
Good Lord.
fucking
I don't know
blown.
how I didn't put that together.
Same,
ever.
because I've seen Happy Gilmore 100 times, and I'm usually good at that, but man, she does look a lot different.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Want to see what Flopsy has to say about Casper?
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think Flopsy liked it? I don't.
I think Flopsy gave this a...
I'm trying to remember what Toys got. I think Toys got a 1.5.
Toy's got a 1.5, but it's gonna like it more than that.
I agree with that.
I think
it's more
just on
playable.
its commercial value alone,
Yeah.
and its sentimental value, because it's attached to a big movie from the time. I'm gonna say they gave it 3 stars.
3 stars. Check it out.
Check it out. Wasn't Sage says whatever.
Boo?
Do whatever. Boo. And if you want to have me tell you what rarity it is, I'm going to say possibly common.
Okay.
So 3 stars common for me.
3 stars common.
It's exactly what I was.
3 stars common. Okay.
So I'll go.
We can have the same answer.
I'll say 3.5 stars. Very common. Tweak ever so slightly.
So my third achievement is I was saying Boo earns. In order to unlock, I was saying Boo earns, play Casper without your glasses on. I think that Flopsy, back to the topic at hand, I suppose, I think they gave Flopsy 3 stars. And I think this game is very uncommon.
Oh.
And I say that only because I know how much this game costs.
Oh,
Shit.
Okay.
So we'll get to that in a moment. Even though you just got a big hint, I'm curious. I can't wait to reveal Casper. But according to Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike and a shadowy, mysterious benefactor, Flopsy gave Casper 2.5 stars.
Should have gone the other direction.
And availability rare.
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 Damn.
Rare.
Damn, rare.
Rare.
We're going to ruin the word rare for you. Rare. It doesn't even sound like a word now. Roads.
Ruads. So how much do you think this rare 2.5 star video game How much is it?
God, it's got to be, if it's rare.
How many ghost
rare?
bucks? Rare.
If
It
it's
is
rare?
Rare.
Is it rare? Let's say $78.
$78 dues. What do you think, Tyler?
$120.
$120. Actual retail value of Casper for the Super Nintendo loose, on average, according to pricecharting.com at the time of this recording, is $139.48.
That is rare.
Is it worth it?
No.
No, God, no. It's
Worth it to somebody, but not to me.
Nah. And then I was like, how much was this game before shit got crazy? It was still like in the $40 range.
Still up there.
It's still pretty up there, yeah.
That's crazy. If you were to go to a yard sale this weekend and
this would be a good
stumbled across a Casper loose for $5,
it's a buy.
you buy it, but then would you keep it?
Yeah.
Or would you flip it?
I keep it, but I also keep a whole bunch of gray plastic.
Right.
It would go right next to the other gray plastic. But hey, man, it'd be a great flip. If you found this cheap,
It'd be a hell of a flip.
be a great flip.
Take 25 cents for that? I know what I got. $5 firm. Fine. You drive a hard bargain, lady.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if beard, what beard? Why?
Beard
Do you do that every week?
For you.
Now for me,
I love-
because it
yeah.
gets me every
I do
time.
every
If I'm in
week
a
for you.
shit mood, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Few word do trick. I would give it a. Remember Beetlejuice for the NES?
Yes.
And he would use the mouth stretchy eye thing
The Baldwin.
for that Alec Baldwin's character would do.
Yeah, he
only
does the
Beetlejuice
Baldwin.
could do it, and it
Scares
looked all
his daughter
fucking
real bad
weird.
with it.
Shoots,
Yeah.
shoots somebody with a gun
Remember that scene in Beetlejuice where Alec Baldwin kills a man?
in real life, where he kills the prop master.
I would give it the bottom half of Beetlejuice doing that beard, Beetlejuice doing that face, because it's based on something that would be good, but the way it doesn't make any sense there
Okay.
for Beetlejuice to be doing it.
Okay. Man, you talking about that beard reminded me that we didn't really talk much about the Japanese version of this game.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
I just want
shit.
to
Yeah.
say just a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
So Natsume of
Lufia.
Hockey and Rocky
Yeah.
and Lufia and Harvest Moon. I get I get those mixed up now
That sounds
because of
right.
Stardew Valley. I'm always like, well, what's the old one? What's the new one? Because I don't really love either of them. Sorry, but
Hey, I tried streaming it and quit. So yeah,
I get people love it. It's
Love the
just
shit
not-
out of it.
It's
They
not for
like
me.
it.
Better than an adventure game.
most stressful game I've played in a long fucking time, and I don't see how these people's
Yeah.
chill and relax game.
The only part I liked of it was like, oh, there's a dungeon I can go kill slimes. Cool.
Are you talking about Stardew Valley?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get into it. I've tried 3 times to play that game and I can't get into it.
Oh,
God,
not my
I
thing.
feel so at home right now. I love you guys.
I love you too, buddy.
But Natsume, those people, they developed the Casper game for the Super Famicom, and it is a top-down isometric game that looks cool.
It looks kind of
Looks
good.
like Polter Guy.
Yeah, and I loved Poltergeist.
And it's got puzzles and it's got it's like the isometric, like you said, and it's SNES Drunk said it takes almost 4 hours to finish that game if you just play on nonstop. So
Really?
it's got like a lot to it.
Yeah, you could beat this game in like 4 minutes if you know what you're doing. The,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
but
SNES version.
but figuring out what to do in it,
Yeah,
that
That's
takes
where the
24
time
hours.
comes
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
And 3 of those minutes were the final battle. So
Oh God,
yeah, the final battle, it looks like it fucking sucks.
is it against Kerrigan? I assume.
Yeah,
or-
and you turn to the pirate, and she
Does she
will
have
blow
great
snot
big
bubbles
jiggly
at
ghost
you.
tits in it?
They're more subdued. So yeah,
Well, I'm not interested
Yeah.
then.
Boo.
Boo.
But anyway, I'm interested in checking out the Japanese version. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
what glasses? Why?
I would give it the translucent sort of, something's wrong. Okay, there's a Far Side comic to where 2 bears go into a hunting lodge and find their friend there dead and stuffed. And they think
You're
it's
describing 4 Far Side comics right now. Which one?
well, this. I mean, you're not wrong. Where they go in and they think it's their friend, but they realize the eyes just aren't right. So I give it the not right eyes of a stuffed bear.
Awesome. The same stuffed bear that killed the big guy in Roadhouse, right?
Yes, God, I forgot about
Maybe
that.
one of the best death scenes in a movie.
That's like the real life version of the Croc in Hook statue falling over.
Right? Okay, that's on the list too. List of best deaths in the movies. The cliffhanger scene where the guy is impaled by Sylvester Stallone on a stalactite. The death in Hook.
Yep.
Definitely the bear in Roadhouse. We got to come up with 22 more.
Okay.
I
done.
think Kerrigan dying from falling out of her Jeep is pretty good.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It did get me. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Right?
it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Not
Casper.
not a lot more to talk about with this one.
So next week.
Right.
Next week. And you brought up Toy Story last week
And Lethal Weapon.
and Lethal Weapon.
I'd rather watch Lethal Weapon.
I also would rather watch Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
If I'm being perfectly
I've
honest.
had enough sappy, sad 90s animation feel good stuff for one.
So you don't want to do the Page Master. You want to do Lethal Weapon.
Ooh, fuck. Listen, we also had the Page Master on VHS in a clamshell case. And guess who loved it?
I've never seen it.
Gage was obsessed with the Page Master.
Really?
We watched that fucking movie every day.
All right, well,
for
bring him on.
year.
Bring him on. We do our Page Master episode.
Is there a Page Master
There
Super
is,
Nintendo
yep.
game?
All right, that's up for grabs for me. I'm fine with that too. I mean, it's just adding to the list of candidates as far as
Right,
I'm
right.
concerned.
Okay,
So
so
do we want to
let me go through.
stay with
Okay.
I've got a list of
You got
all
a
of
list.
them.
kid-based 90s movies or Lethal Weapon?
I want to. Yeah, right. Yeah, one of these things is not like the others. I really want to watch when we do Toy Story. I'm looking forward to watching Toy Story with Henry because he is going to think it's hilarious because of how it looks, and I'll have to be like, dude, when
look
this
at
came
Sid.
out,
This was the king shit of fuck mountain
Yeah.
of animation.
This was cutting edge stuff.
This
back
was
when
the
I was
stuff
right.
that
Yep.
changed things.
that's like Shrek because
Yeah.
like he sees all the Shrek memes and stuff, and I'm like, that was a blockbuster.
Yeah. It
Man, is
was
this the rapist
fucking
movie?
huge. It was huge. And Toy Story was even bigger.
So
Big-
a lot of
big
these
damn
we've
deal.
done. Okay, Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yep.
Check.
Number one YouTube.
Number one YouTube visit. Yeah.
The Addams Family. Check.
Yes.
Addams Family Values. Check.
Yes.
Aladdin.
Yes.
Alien 3.
Yes.
An American Tale. Five-O
No.
Goes West.
Haven't done
We've
that.
Not done that one.
Somewhere out there,
Batman Forever.
we've done Batman
did.
games.
We've done Batman.
Batman.
I think we've done Batman. I don't know if we've done Batman Forever and Batman Returns.
We have not done Returns
Okay.
because we haven't.
We did
all
Forever
the
because I remember it was the weird ending where you fight Jim Carrey as the
Yes.
super. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad game.
Beauty and the Beast.
Nope, I haven't done that yet.
Bebe's Kids.
Yeah,
Check.
we don't die, we multiply.
Beethoven. Check.
Oh yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
No.
Casper.
Right.
Check. Cliffhanger. Check. Cool World. Check.
Yeah.
One I hear is good. Cutthroat Island.
Matthew Modine, Gina Davis.
I haven't seen it. Didn't know it was a
It's
movie.
not a great movie, but it's fun.
It's
like
supposedly it's a hidden gem.
Pirates of the Caribbean before Pirates of the Caribbean was a thing, kind of deal.
Okay.
Not a bad deal. It's been a minute since I've seen Cutthroat Island, so I would be all right with seeing that one again.
Demolition Man. Check.
Yeah.
Dennis the Menace.
Oh,
This one
it's
is
based
off
on
the movie. Because it's weird 3D renderings of Walter Matthau.
Whoa.
Oh boy,
Dinosity.
we did that.
Right.
Dragon, the Bruce Lee
Wait,
story.
Dinosity was a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I was here for that one,
Holy
and I
fuck,
still
it's a
don't.
bad- it's a
With
movie.
a real fucking creepy bad movie. Yeah.
So we weren't. We did a lot of these, or you guys did a lot of these, where we didn't actually watch the movie.
No.
Right. It wasn't
We
part
didn't
of the
get
format.
into that format
Yeah.
while we were in this mode. So I don't remember I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
I watched it. I do not
Or
recommend
I did watch
Yeah.
it and I don't remember, and somebody's
God,
going
the
to say
scene
you
at
did
the
watch
end
it.
where the dinosaurs all have claws. When they shake hands, the claw disappears. It's a regular green hand. Shake it. Camera pans back. Claw hand again.
I changed my answer. I do recommend it. You're not going to believe it.
Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
No.
The Flintstones. Check. We've done the Flintstones. Home Alone. We've done Home Alone. Home
Haven't done
Alone
Home
2
Alone 2.
Lost in New York. We have not done.
Right.
Hook.
Yes.
The Hunt for Red October.
No, not yet.
That's a good
Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures.
Yes.
Judge Dredd.
Yes.
The Jungle Book.
Yes.
Jurassic Park.
No.
Have we not done Jurassic Park?
Nope. We've done Jurassic
did the
Park 2.
Genesis
The
version.
chaos continues. We have not done the top-down ocean Jurassic Park.
Oh. Last Action Hero.
Yes.
The Lawnmower Man.
Oh, yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
No. Okay.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
No.
The Mask.
No.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Which I wouldn't mind doing that because of that. I love the Power Rangers side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Right.
And I heard
this
that
is a different
the
one.
movie's even better.
This is the Ivan Ooze one.
Yep.
Okay. No, we haven't done that. You're right.
No Escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outlander. I don't even know anything. I don't recognize that
What
in
is that?
any form. The Page Master. Pinocchio.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
RoboCop 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Rocketeer.
Oh,
Which is supposed to be
Lord.
an awful,
Oh, yeah.
awful one. Snow White, Happily Ever After. Stargate, which
Yeah.
we've done Stargate.
Ian
I
was
was
on that
here for
one.
that one before I was a host.
Super Godzilla.
Nope. I haven't done that.
The 3 Star Wars games.
Yes. Yes.
T2, the arcade game.
Uh-huh.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Toy Story,
Not yet.
Toys.
Yeah.
True Lies.
Uh-huh.
Warlock.
No.
They
What-
made a game based on Warlock.
Yeah.
The movie that Eddie
God.
Dean saw?
We can do that in our Dark Tower tie-in
Yes.
series.
That's how we do it. We're going to tie in that movie.
Wayne's World.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're Back, A Dinosaur Story.
Yes.
And The Wizard of Oz.
We did. We're
Yeah.
back.
We did.
We did,
Yeah,
okay.
We're back.
The Wizard of Oz. We did that. Also, we could use that during the Dark Tower
Yeah.
episodes. Oh boy, there's a lot of unexpected ones in there.
Yeah.
Should we build a new mini randomizer
That's not a
and pick
bad
from the
idea.
movie games and just let fate decide? Let Ka choose,
I'm okay with whatever,
or do we just
boys.
roll on?
I'm good. I'm good with whatever.
Could roll a D20
Okay.
and then
Roll it.
I'll skip the ones we've already done. I feel like there are probably about 20 left.
Sure.
Here, Ian, I'll let you do the honors. Oh, wait. No whammies. Stop.
4.
Gonna be an easy count.
So 1 being American Tail, 5 will goes west. 2 being Batman Returns. 3 being Beauty and the Beast. for being Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Dracula.
All right, fine.
Henry's gonna love that one.
Fuck.
Bram
Not a
Stoker's
fan.
Dracula.
I like Winona Ryder a lot, so that's gonna be what gets me through this.
Yeah.
I like Gary Oldman, but not in this movie. And I like Keanu Reeves, but not in this movie. We'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah, I get it. Spoilers.
It's gotta have to
I've never
happen.
made it through this movie.
It's tough. We're gonna have to get through it, guys. It's
I
just
like
we
the idea
got.
of this mini randomizer.
We might as well roll the sports game in the regular randomizer. 'Cause-
Don't you put that evil on me.
So, okay.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Found the show on iTunes, not SoundCloud, not Stitcher, but on Spotify and all over the goddamn place. We got all sorts of stuff going on, but most importantly, there's that Patreon.
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com.
Taste the piss.
If you'd like to donate some money, you can go there and do that. We have lots of people that donate money to us every month. Then we are so grateful for that. It helps us a lot. And
Hell yeah.
We have a list of executive producers that donate $20 or more per month to the show. And I want to read that list of names now to make sure the credit goes where credit is due. Plinko Nick Price, Usurper Grimm, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville Correspondent, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Dahl, congratulations on your marriage, Pinball Airplane, Archmage, Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Sandwich Pope, Phil Hawkins, Drink Smith, Joey Webster, and Derek Pope Sandwich. Thank you all so much.
Yes.
for
Those names, I feel like a lot of those names have been
on
read
the list
for a while.
for a long time.
It's
And
a
that
huge deal.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I actually got a glimpse at our list at one point of the total amount of money donated by some of these people over the course of these years.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, reading your name on the show isn't enough to thank you properly for how much you have given us and supported us. It's been fun, and it's wonderful to know that you like us enough to give us that much money to help us keep doing what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So really, truly, you are appreciated.
Madly,
and
deeply.
very madly, deeply.
You guys have
Deepest,
you
bluest.
almost reached the hand job from John Turley level. You're almost there.
We're right there. We're like 3 more of those away.
I love that you said deepest bluest. I just feel like I can't express
the
that
new,
enough.
It's the new Cuban B.
That makes me sad a
No,
little. I mean, let's
no,
not-
Cuban B is still here. It's not going anywhere. It's just,
My Patreon's like a shark's fin.
Oh, fuck. Thank you, LL Cool J.
Do you think we could get him on the show? Do you think there's any
Yes.
realm of possibility where we could ever get LL Cool J on the show?
I mean, he's doing Progressive insurance commercials now.
Is he?
He has a cameo in one.
Let me know when he's at the General. When he's at the General, then maybe we have a chance.
I don't know.
I mean,
Doesn't
Shaq does
do
commercials for the
those?
General.
Yeah.
But that's just because the General was the only one who gave him insurance when he was growing up because he
Oh,
wrecked so
really?
many cars.
Oh,
so that's why he
fuck.
decided to be their spokesman because, like, you guys were the only people who would insure me.
I did not know that.
That's
Yeah.
the only
interesting.
car that he can afford.
Are you making fun of the size of my vehicle? Turns
Right, 'cause of
out
his
this
height,
is
not
the
because of
only
his
size of
big
the
nose.
automobile I can
Because of the size
afford.
of his dick.
Right. Sir, the problem is your dick keeps getting wrapped around the brake pedal. It gets squishy, and you can't.
You think I don't know that? You learn to live with it. If I can, you can. Give me some insurance.
How
Thanks.
about we give you more blood flow?
Now then, there's nowhere for it to go, and it's just a whole thing. Dane, thank you also for putting our show on YouTube every week.
Yeesh.
Forgot to read some of Brad's email
Oh, yes,
this week about Casper. I'm going to run through this real quick before I forget. I don't want to leave Brad out. Brad from Arizona is keeping up his very recent and current tradition of sending us an email, sending Dave an email that gets forwarded to us with facts and fun little notes about the game that we're playing this week. This week, he sent us this about Casper. Hi, all. That was in the email.
Yeah, he wrote it that way.
Clear his throat.
HMHMMMMHH.
Man, you sounded like a text-to-voice bot. I don't like that.
Casper. I would like Tyler to know that I heard and laughed out loud at the Mr. Bucket callback on one of the recent episodes.
Well, I made it again.
Tonight.
Today. That was for you.
The Mr. Bucket references are the new deepest bluest. Dave and Ian didn't seem to notice, but I did.
Philistines.
Gaslighter. Hipster. Not many people.
I was laughing at Mr. Bucket jokes before they were cool.
Not many people were covering SNES releases in January 1997, especially when PlayStation, Saturn, and 3DO versions existed. However,
I want to play the 3DO version of Casper.
Oh God.
However, there was so little happening in Nintendo world, they were giving Casper a 4-page strategy spread and a review, and also reviewing the re-released Game Boy games from 1989. The developer, Absolute, went out of business shortly after finishing Casper. Always a good sign. I also love that Casper can pass through walls, is given a bullet point alongside one-player mode and no save, as if they address whether the main character can pass through walls on every game they review. That's good shit, Brad. If I was going to make a generic statement that would create a Super Nintendo game that is no fun at all, it would be, it's challenging and the hit detection sucks. That's Casper, ladies and gentlemen. And so I'm not going to read the article, but gives it a average 2.7 score across the board for Casper for the Super Nintendo.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cuban B.
Yes.
All right. I'm done. I'm done talking.
It's been a week. Work's been hard.
Rough.
Rough, tough, and hard.
You said frog pussy already, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay. I need that bingo card so we can go ahead and knock it off. Nobody wins if everybody wins.
Random Josh voice.
You know who I miss? Trainsy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Miss Trainsy.
Yeah, me too. There are all those hot spiders up there. That's sealed away forever with the moldy original Flopsy.
The whistle is Lennon's tomb for spiders.
Yes, it is. And they never die. So if we open that, it's going to be a flood of spiders coming up out of there.
It's true.
So how you guys want to close it out?
As Little Richard.
Yeah.
Little Richard sings the Casper the Friendly Ghost theme song
And you know,
over the credits.
I'm like, that's out of
No.
pocket, but okay.
because all of the uncle ghosts have Vince McMahon pencils and mustaches at the end credits.
It's a little Richard because Devin saw what made me gay when I was 12.
Nope, it's because he sings the theme song over the credits at the end of the movie.
All right. So until next time. Tropical Capricorn!
Oh, yeah.
Little Richie's a hell of a drummer.
TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler, and is available wherever fine podcasts are hosted. Have a question or comment for the hosts? Call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. We'll even play it on the show and respond eventually. Want to send us something? You can do that at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. Sick of us doing all the talking? You can join in on the conversation by visiting our Discord at bit.ly/TADPOG Discord or tastethepiss.com. Not many things are truly free these days, but our Discord is, and we'd love to see you there. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive, and a link to that track can be found at the show notes at tadpog.com. Thanks for listening, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcasting platform. We really appreciate it. When they do that series, when they do that series, I'm going to be excited to know what voice they use for Blaine.
It's a shame that Kevin Spacey
It'll be that
is
voice.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Spacey would be a fucking awesome voice.
I think it'll be the voice from like the TikTok videos.
Okay. Kevin Spacey could still be Gasher.
Oh! Hell yeah.
All right, so lightning draft time. I think it should be Davey and me.
Okay.
Lightning draft top 3 in honor of Kana. Jelly flavors. Jelly jams and marmalade.
Marmalade.
Okay.
I don't like marmalade.
All right.
Dave, number 1.
KY.
Nice.
Thank you.
Ian.
Strawberry.
Fuck you. What do I really like? Tomato. Tomato bacon. Casey would make a fucking amazing tomato bacon jam to go on grilled cheese sandwiches at work. Day number 2.
Green jelly, formerly green jello.
Maximum carnage, baby.
That's right.
Ian, number 2.
Does apple butter count?
Yeah, apple butter counts.
Apple butter.
Then my number 2 will be something good, jelly or jam. I'm not crazy about it, but I'll say Concord grape. Day number 3.
For number 3, I will go with the Chris Rock bit where he talks about tossing salad in prison. Do you prefer syrup or jelly? I prefer jelly.
Eat ass jelly, yeah. And number 3.
That raspberry stuff they put in jelly donuts.
Raspberry's good too. Raspberry's a really good jelly.
That's a good
Yeah, I
choice.
think about
That's
that.
a really good choice.
Then I'll follow your path, Dave, for my number 3. The joke being, what's the difference between jam and jelly? Can't jelly my dick in your ass.
Well, that's not a joke. That's just a fact.
Yeah. So my third kind of jam is jam a dick in your ass. Lightning draft.
So I can't believe we made it through the whole episode, and I didn't mention the fact that one of the things that I hate about the movie is that they break the headcanon that Casper is Richie Rich's ghost.
I always kind of thought that too.
Right?
They look just
They're the
alike.
same.
Yeah, but that's just because they're lazy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But also in the comics, because I never read any of the comics, but like
I read Richie Rich.
Yeah.
And
He dies at
occasionally
the end.
Casper. And it turns out, no, he just goes to hell.
Some people didn't like the movie Casper because it's about a child who dies. And in the comics, Casper is just like a ghost who was born from a ghost mom and a ghost dad. He was just like, they were just a ghost family and they had a ghost baby. So some people were like, this movie is fucked because a kid goes sledding and dies.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Me neither.
His dad goes insane.
So that
trying
would
to
set
bring him
up Casper
back
being
to
able to be
life.
horny because ghosts can fuck.
Yeah.
So
You got to pick one or the other.
That's just real life.
Believe it!